Yo, 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 what up, Sooner fans? This is your host, Jay Heezy, formerly number 27 on the field, but always number 1 in your hearts. Here with me today, you know who it is, my right-hand man, number 9 on the field, our captain, our fearless leader, my right-hand man. I think I said that already. Anyways, Brayden, hey, Rome, Willie, Willis, and this is the podcast on the prairie. B. Willie.
Jay.
It is the season of an attitude of gratitude. Well, for an attitude of gratitude.
Yes, sir. Finally, we've reached Thanksgiving. We can eat. And then all you Christmas people can finally move on to Christmas after this. All right. I'll allow it. Lord.
Yeah. My dad, he started putting up the Christmas decorations, I think this past Saturday. I was like, you know what? That's good timing. I think last week would have been good timing.
It's decent.
But yeah, Thanksgiving time. For those of you watching on YouTube, you see me in a blanket in a different environment. 2 things. 1, I'm back home in North Carolina. I said that with such a country accent. And 2, I've been feeling sick. So the past 2 days for me have been terrible, but like any other time on game day, I'm going to show up and show out. And right now, the podcast is my game day.
No doubt.
Oh, man. But really, honestly, Brayden, why I really decided to throw the blanket on is because somebody said something in the comments about us always wearing hoodies, and you're wearing a hoodie. So I was like, let's switch it up. This podcast is greatly supported by Plainview Legal Group.
Plainview Legal Group is owned and operated by married couple Haley and Travis Dennis. Haley and Travis are both Sooner grads and have 5 degrees between them from OU. Jay, that's more than both of us combined.
Definitely. They do it all in property and business law. This includes eminent domain, inverse condemnation, real estate transactions, oil and gas title examination, adverse possession, quiet title, and other boundary disputes. Plainview Legal Group also handles estate planning and probate, from simple wills to proving undue influence.
Jay, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what anything you said means, which is why it's important to have attorneys who fight tirelessly to protect you.
Haley and Travis are also great people. They've been amazing partners of the podcast, so when we recommend them, it really is genuine.
They're offering listeners a free consultation, so visit their website at www.plainviewlegal.com. Give them a call at 405-310-0183. Or email them at info@plainviewlegal.com.
It can be daunting facing legal issues and finding someone you can trust to fight for you. Plainview Legal Group takes all stress out of this process. We're very thankful for their support, so check them out. Please see show notes for important disclaimer information.
Well, to that person, I just want to say that we do this at unconventional times for y'all, right? So, you know, like right now we're doing it in the morning before my practice and everything. And it's a little nippy out. I just got out of bed and stuff. So I will continue to wear my hoodie. I am sorry, but I am not sorry. But love you though.
No, I honestly, one thing I am grateful for is our fans that listen, because we are not professional podcasters, right? Like our volume, like we know that our audio isn't always perfect. You know, the quality isn't the best, but we do it because y'all love it. And, you know, we just keep on keeping on. And so this is, let the people know, this is 7:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning. Like,
yeah,
you have, I think Alex has somewhere to be. My family doesn't start. I don't even think anybody in my household is awake right now besides my dog. Brayden, you got to drive to Fort Worth, right?
I'm going to Denton, but yeah, I'm gonna, you know, we have practice and everything, and then I'll be going to Denton. But yep,
yeah. So we say that to say that this is by no means an inconvenience for us, but we are grateful to be able to do what we do and provide this podcast for the people. So although I'm sick, I still find a way to be grateful, and that naturally makes me feel better. So, Brayden, has there been any good news or anything you want to talk about? Anything that's been arose this week? Or matter of fact, just talk about your schedule. I think that you mentioned earlier off the podcast that you guys were up at the facility yesterday. How do the Sooners celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so, as for everybody listening, college Thanksgiving week, we have practice the first 2 days, class, Monday and Tuesday. Obviously, we have practice. We're not going to miss practice. But we have classes, so it's business as usual Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday is the first day off of our Thanksgiving break. So during that Wednesday, Coach Venables treats that as we're going to keep you up here all day. Oh, perfect. No class? No, more football. So they move workouts back a little bit, which we're like, yes, a little bit more time to sleep in. You don't have to get up early because usually we get up pretty early on Wednesdays. And then he pushes it back to like 9. Then, after workouts, he's like, all right, well, player-led workouts for, 9 to 11 or whatever, or whenever we got out to 11, right? Yeah, player-led.
Were they really player-led?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. I always found those funny because Wiley Schmitty back in the day, he'd walk in and like talk to the seniors and everything and then walk right out and then slowly walk past that big window right there.
Yeah.
And you would just know that somebody was watching, or like a GA would walk through just to like low key take attendance.
Yeah.
And
we were in the room and people walk in like, oh, y'all good with the install?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we're good. We're going over it now. All right, just let me know if you have any questions. Like, oh yeah, all right.
Yeah. Let me know if you need help. Like, yeah, discretionary.
Right. But so we had that, and then he's like, yeah. Then we're gonna have lunch from 12 to 1, and then 1:30 team meeting. Then we're gonna have our meetings on our normal schedule. Then we're gonna have practice a little bit earlier, and then we're going to have a Thanksgiving celebration. And he's like, everybody's required to stay. And that thing was like an hour and a half, 2 or something like that. So we ended up getting out pretty late. Couldn't record last night. But yeah, we ended up being up there all day.
Yeah.
I'm grateful we have a coach that wants to be with, his guys all day, because it's not always how it is. So
Thanksgiving dinner was last night.
Yeah, for us. Yeah.
How was it?
It was actually pretty cool. I mean, the food was, it was okay. There's some good stuff. There were some, okay things. Dessert was pretty solid. Then we had a little festivities after. All the coaches, wives, children, and other family were there. So it was a nice little time, man.
Yeah. I don't ever think that when you have a Thanksgiving like that, the food's never going to be, well, I'm not going to say never, but unless it's your family or people that rarely are you going to, at least in my experience, rarely are you going to be like, man, that food was banging. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lot of bulk food, and you're cooking for a lot of people, and it's just, once the quantity increases, the quality sometimes dips a little bit, but it's okay. It wasn't, by no means was it bad. Okay,
Yeah.
So,
you guys, the holidays are coming, and it's time to think about shopping for those special women in our lives.
For me, I have a lot of special women in my life. My mom, my auntie, my granny, my sisters, and I'm really close with family, so they hold a very special place in my heart.
Hey, y'all heard me talk about my shawty that came with me last game, but don't nobody come over mama, you know what I'm saying?
These women in our lives and in your lives are too important to wait to shop last minute for. Thankfully for you guys, we have a sponsor here to make your life easier and make you boyfriend, son, husband, or whatever of the year.
Sealy Designs make homemade jewelry that has meaning. Each piece is beautiful and unique, and it's made by a mother-daughter team who are Sooner fans and listeners of the podcast.
Everything they do is ethically sourced, which is rare in this day and age of jewelry. Plus, their pieces are made to be generational and passed down in the family.
They gifted us custom necklaces with our mom birthstones to give them for the holiday. My mom was getting a ruby necklace that manifests courage, good fortune, and love.
My mom is getting a peridot, which brings focus and clarity and opens the heart to love.
Dang, Brayden. we really have the Son of the Year award on lock for real.
Yeah, we do. Thanks to Sealy Designs, and they could do the same for all of our listeners.
Check out their website at www.seelydesigns.com. That's SEELYE designs.com. Plus, if you use the code Prairie at checkout, you get 15% off.
The holidays should be a breeze for the podcast community thanks to Sealy Designs. Fellas, get it done for the special women with Sealy.
I will say from personal experience on the grill, specifically with chicken, because, you know, my fraternity does a lot of cookouts. And for the past 2 years, specifically for the Black community at OU, I've been like the grill master, low key. And I will say whenever the quantity increases, the proportions for seasoning specifically becomes even more important.
No doubt.
You know,
attention to detail.
Yeah, specifically talking to my my fair-skinned people at PWI. No, I'm kidding. We don't do racism on the pod. No, all jokes aside, though, everybody has their own thing, and you know, whatever makes you happy, you do what you do. But I'm glad you guys had a good Thanksgiving. It's no surprise to me that Venables kept you there all day. Like, I don't at all. Yeah, I would expect
extra film.
Yeah. But you, like you said, you had a good time though. Like all was well.
I did have a good time. You know, they, like I said, they make things fun. We had a little bingo session and a pie eating contest, and you know, it was a nice little time. So,
okay, what was the pie eating contest like? Did you partake in that?
I did not partake in that. I did not want a stomach ache, but it was mostly the Soul Mission guys, and they were competing for accountability points. They were representing teams, and they were competing for accountability points. So that was hectic. Everybody because we had it in the weight room, the weight room, the grass field, because there were so many people. And everybody got up and was around them, and it was kind of hectic, but it was fun.
I will say those Soul Mission guys, Kurt, Josh Norman, Caleb, and I'm missing one,
Ryan and CK.
Ryan, there you go, Ryan. Yeah, those guys do a great job. You know, when I was at the game this past weekend on Saturday, I know they don't actually do the setup and everything, but in terms of the overall vibe and everything that they had a piece of or were responsible for, runs pretty smoothly. So I could imagine those guys were a good time. Did you participate in any of the games or anything, or did Danny Stutzman do anything stupid? I could imagine that he's probably the center of attention nowadays.
No, he didn't do anything during the dinner, you know. So, but I did participate in the bingo. I don't think I've ever won a game of bingo in my life.
Yeah,
I just have no luck in bingo.
No,
I don't. I really don't think. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think I ever have.
Do you have a favorite like board game or anything to play this time of year?
I mean, my family is big on Uno when we get together, or you know, cards.
That's dangerous.
Spades, you know.
That's real dangerous.
Dominoes, you know, stuff like that. So I don't mind playing any of them. But
what's like? You got a top one? My favorite's Uno. That's simple.
I think the one that gets most competitive in my house because everybody can participate is Uno.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
I mean, all the men play spades, and that gets, you know how that gets in dominoes and stuff. But when you get the whole family involved with Uno, you know, it's a little bit crazier because, you know, the women are my family. You know, they don't take no mess. So, you know.
Yeah, I could imagine. I low key feel. I was thinking about your family the other day, or last night actually, when I was around mine. And I still feel bad about not being able to get in on that picture last weekend at the game.
Yeah, they're going to clown you a little bit. They're like, you always talk about our pictures and we were trying to get you in one. And yeah.
So I felt bad. What really made me feel bad was the fact that your sister was there. Yeah. And knowing that she's never there or rarely there, I was like, I got to go say, hey, like everybody's here, you know. So
Oh, Lord.
I was like, dang, missed opportunity.
Grace was running the streets of Norman.
Yeah, I saw her on Instagram with our number one fan.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah, I saw those two together. Lena,
no good.
Keep
Yeah,
her out of trouble. I know
please.
She's probably listening or will listen.
She'll be listening. Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
and then,
man.
As we speak, it's like we said, it's Thanksgiving morning. I know we're talking about the schedule, and you mentioned it. So today we are going to. It's 8:00 right now.
Yeah.
Breakfast starts right now. I'll go up there, get some breakfast, and then team meeting starts soon after that. And then what we're going to do, we move practice up. For everybody listening, we practice in the afternoons and we do lifts in the morning, but we basically move practice up to the mornings. And then we'll be done by 1:00. And as soon as 1:00 hits, then I'll leave. I'll come back home, grab my dog. I'll leave after practice. And I'll go to Denton because we can drive up to 2 hours, for people that live in Tulsa and stuff like that. You could drive 2 hours to family's house, or the three options: drive 2 hours to family's house if they're within that, mile range, or you could go to a coach's house, or you could go to a teammate's house that has family in the area.
The two, these are options they gave y'all. Like they said 2 hours.
Yeah.
What?
There's a range. They don't want guys to be going you're from North Carolina. They don't want you flying home.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But I'm saying could you drive to Fort Worth though? If you wanted to?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not it's not like that strict. But yeah, I mean, they just don't want guys driving to Houston or
Yeah.
They want us back that night, and so we could leave in the morning on Friday because we're playing away, and Lubbock, and the travel difficulties with going to Texas Tech. But
yeah, no, that makes sense.
So,
are you bringing anything to Thanksgiving? Do you show up with a dish or make anything?
No, I'm bringing myself because nobody knows that I'm coming. So surprise everybody that's going to be listening to my podcast. I'm coming to Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because all my family listens to the pod, but obviously this won't air until after I'm there. So, you know. And they probably won't be listening to it today because they'll be cooking and everything if it does drop today. So I'm not worried about that. But yeah, I'm going to surprise everybody. The only person that knows is my dad and my stepmom. Stepmom and my mom, because the whole OU staff always sends information to the parents, and they send hey, this is our schedule. If you're within this hour range, your kid can come home. And so my mom was like, hey, OU football sent me this and that, and are you going to be coming home? And I was like, nah, we got practice and stuff. And they're like, oh, but they said, if it was within 2 hours. I was like, okay, yes, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
They ruined it.
I did the same thing, bro. My mom would always be like, hey, baby, what you doing? Is your schedule? And I'd be like, nah, Mom, I got something for school. I got something else going on. And she would always get so disappointed, bro.
Yeah.
And twice, I think it was at least twice, maybe 3 times I came home and I walked through the door and she starts crying. And those are always good moments to share. You got to make sure you get that on video, as a matter of fact.
I am, because I haven't seen, my extended family in a long time. I know I was texting my auntie, the other day, and she was saying, oh, we're going to miss you at Thanksgiving. Your cousin is cooking these dishes. And, I know you love Thanksgiving because you love to eat. So, hopefully we'll see you soon. I was like, yeah, I love Thanksgiving, but it's okay. I'll see y'all real soon, But
that's nice.
Now it's time to take a break to tell you guys about our friends at Freebird Grooming. If you need a gift for the man in your life and that man happens to be bald, look no further than Freebird.
They are proudly supporting their hair-free customers and their journey to baldhood. Hey, look, B. Willie, I know you're not there in your career yet, but just know, bald is beautiful, my brother.
I completely agree. Like we said last podcast, some of the best men that we know are bald, including you. I didn't really realize the struggle of shaving your head being bald until our partnership with Freebird. They taught me that shaving your head with the old school razor is the way of the past. Razors were designed to shave flat surfaces and not curved domes. Avoid painful nicks and cuts with a shaver actually designed for the head. Razors shave too close, often under the skin, so hair comes back as uncomfortable, irritating, and groans.
That's where Freebird and their Flex Series electric shaver comes into play. The Flex Series shaves 50% more hair in a single stroke compared to old school razors. Baby smooth shaves in 3 minutes or less, and it's waterproof, so you can use it wet or dry.
Freebird hooked us up with care packages to give to someone in our lives, and I gave it to my dad.
Bro, I gave it to a friend of mine, and you can do the same to a bald friend in your life by going to myfreebird.com/prairie. When you go there, you'll automatically get 20% off your order. That's myfreebird.com/prairie for 20% off today. I was talking to my mom yesterday. And well, let me start from the beginning, right? So I come home and I strategically did this, right? Because for me, this is a year of self-reflection, of betterment, of making a better Jay Hall, just as a person, right? And so I came home this year and I made sure to ask my mom. I said, Mom, do you need me to cook, make, or help with anything? Because I've realized that I'm 24 years old now. There has to be some point in time where I got to start contributing to Thanksgiving, because my entire life, low key, I've always been the big hungry boy, and grandma's always been like, oh, we're going to cook for you, Jerry. Like, don't worry. Well, she doesn't call me Jerry. So, she calls me Pumpkin. And, I'm like, yay, grandma, like, I can't wait to try the potato salad. Like, I'm normally the sampler. Like, that's my job. And me and grandpa, we watch football. Either that or Thanksgiving parade. We normally do like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, right? And so I've asked 3 times now. And that's why I asked you, because I figured, we're on the same page. We're just showing up, pigging out.
You know why I'm here.
Yeah, like, exactly why I'm here. Like, let's not get things twisted.
No, I'm not bringing nothing. I'm bringing myself and my appetite, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great time of year, man. Great time of year. Doubt. I love Thanksgiving, man. Just, I'm so, like, I don't even know, bro, how to even describe to you how grateful for just the position I am in life, bro. Like, whether it be like in the NFL or not, like, it's just more so I've realized just about the people, like you, Alex, the podcast, C. Kelly, my family, these are just, guys that first come to mind. And, this year specifically, I'm just more grateful than any other year, because I realized that I could be anywhere else in life. This is I wouldn't say a hard topic to talk about, but it kind of just is what it is, right? So, like, let's just, like, for example, right? I mean, no ill will, but this is something personal that the Sooners have connections to, right? Like, just Trajan Bridges, right? Not on the team anymore, was suspended due to personal decision making, right? And now he's getting another chance at football. For the fans that don't know, that easily, 1 or 2 decisions and it could have been me, right? Or, I could be Perrion Winfrey right now, 1 or 2 extra workouts and maybe I'm in the NFL. Or I could be one of my personal friends, right? One of my friends is working today. I'm in a blanket talking to thousands of people and gearing to lay back in bed and then just eat food, and he's going to be working, and so
no doubt
we can literally be anywhere in life. And something that I've come to learn is that when you can lower yourself just all the way down to the bare minimum, when you wake up and your goal is to just pursue happiness, help others, and do what you got to do, then you look at life completely different, because now it's just like, oh, the sun is up, I'm happy. Like, the sky is blue, I'm happy. I'm home for Thanksgiving. I'm happy.
No
And
doubt.
so, you can definitely call me a glass half full type of guy. And that's just the way I look at life. Now, don't get it twisted now, Sooner Nation. I'm not happy go lucky. Like, don't forget, Jayhawk can still get down in the trenches, whether it be in my NBA or like, football or like check the resume. All right. But no, in all seriousness, I'm glad that you were able to have a good time yesterday with the Sooners and Venables. And, I'm grateful to be with my family. I know Venables is long-winded, so I can imagine you're probably looking forward to getting on home and being around a familiar environment and that type of deal. So,
Man,
we are grateful, Sooner Nation.
very, very grateful.
We are grateful. So, moving on to a little bit of football, really quick. It's rivalry week. We have Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Michigan, Ohio State, South Carolina, Clemson, and so on and so forth. Some pretty good games. First, we must address. I don't think we talked about this last pod. I think we did. Yeah, no, we did. We talked about Beamer and their win. And you said you texted him, and I made sure to text him as well after you said that. I was like, why haven't I texted him? So he responded back, and I know I keep talking about being grateful, but I'm grateful that he responded. Not that I think that he wouldn't, but
right.
How it is. Some people just
leave and be like, what I'm saying? Deuces, cut all ties.
Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why I go so hard for Beamer. And actually, my upset. There's a lot of upset. Well, I'm not going to say a lot, but there's more than one upset pick of this week that I could choose. But I'm rolling with Beamer and the boys one more time against number 8 Clemson. I think that from a player's perspective, you've been searching all year for just a change in momentum, right? You have Spencer come in, new quarterback, still a relatively new system in terms of Beamer's it's his second year there now, and I'm sure those guys have been working their butts off to find something that they can hang their hats on, right? And I don't think Beamer lets them get complacent. I think that they keep the ball rolling, and if anything, they use the win versus Tennessee last week to go out there and get another one down in South Carolina. I don't know if it's a home game or an away game, but regardless, it's a home game because it's in South Carolina. Well, no, I don't know, because Death Valley is hard to play in. I've been there personally. But anyways, point is, I think Beamer and the boys go out there and get the win. So that's my upset pick of the week. You got one?
I mean, obviously, I think the same. I'm rooting for Beamer and the boys, but I'm not gonna, steal your steal on that one. So I'm gonna go. I got two. I'm gonna go Kentucky over Louisville.
Okay.
And then, they've been in a bunch of close games and they have a great defense. And Louisville's ranked, they're 7-4. But, Kentucky is, 6-5. And, like I said, it's a couple tough breaks. So I'm going to take Kentucky. And then I'm going to go
Auburn.
Maybe. Not Auburn. Not Auburn.
No?
I'm going to go Florida over Florida State. I want to say NC State over North Carolina, but I don't believe it.
Yeah. I think Mac Brown is going to hold that one down.
Yeah, I don't believe it. NC State is good, but, But I'm going to say maybe Florida over Florida State. I don't know if Florida State, that's a rivalry game. That's a big rivalry game at that, and anything can happen. So,
Yeah. I haven't watched either one of those teams, so we'll follow up on that next week and see where that lands us. But it is important to know for the fans, especially Alex. We're not even to the fans. Alex, please do not base your picks off of our picks, okay? If you got money on the line, if you don't know
now,
yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that we're like under 300 on the year. And so
we made some picks, but we missed on most of ours. So
yeah, we don't play baseball, so I don't think those are good numbers. But anyways, moving on to our last segment, Texas Tech this week, last away game of the year. Take us through a B Willie breakdown. I know that traveling to Lubbock isn't fun. Like I don't want to say there's nothing in Lubbock, because I've heard Lubbock is fun. Actually, it's kind of like Stillwater in terms of it being in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, I've come to love college towns, bro. Like I'll let you do the background real quick. I gotta get this out. I gotta get this off my chest, right? So being from North Carolina, born and raised in the suburbs, kind of went to school in the city, growing up, and a big thing that we would always say is that, there's nothing out there in Kansas, or there's nothing out there in Wisconsin, or, Lubbock. And we kind of clown schools like that. But, one trip to Stillwater, and then another trip to another Big 12 school. And next thing you know, I'm having a ball, bro. Like, I think that's what makes the Big 12 so fun to play in, is that, granted, there may not be anything there. Like, the traveling from a player's perspective may not be fun, but the games are, always pretty fun. So anyways, that's my quick rant, but take us, bro. You got the mic. What do you see in Texas Tech this week? Yeah,
I mean, there is nothing in Texas Tech. It's a fun school because there's nothing there. Yeah. Side note. But it's not the best place. It's not the most convenient travel destination for us. Also, the environment is going to be, one of the toughest that we've been into. The Texas Tech fans and students, and they're kind of rowdy, man. They do a good job. The atmosphere is going to be, it's going to be a night game. They're going to be out there cussing us out. They're going to be out there throwing tortillas on the field and half-eaten hot dog buns and batteries and whatever else they can find to throw out there. They're going to search up our bios and all types of things, So it's going to be a good atmosphere. I remember my freshman year, quick little side story. We were walking into the tunnel after the game, and a kid had snuck a water bottle through the fence or something like that, like tried to throw it at us through the fence. I picked it up and I threw it back at him, and it hit him in the side of the head. And he was looking at me like I was the one that was wrong. He was looking at me so crazy. He was like, I can't believe you did that. And I was like, yeah, of course I did it. What, you just think I'm an animal? I'm not going to fight back.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's how we get down to Texas Tech. Oh, by the way, their locker room is horrible too. But
yeah, trash.
Yeah, one of the worst. But besides all that, talking about the team, it's funny. They're a team kind of similar to us in a lot of categories. So it should be a good game. They could throw it around the yard on offense. They're a little bit better than anybody we played throwing it. They're number one in the Big 12 throwing it in passing yards. We're number one in the Big 12 for running yards. So obviously, dominant in two different things.
Mm-hmm.
And then a thing that, stands out for me on both sides of the ball for them is that they're really good in the red zone. On offense, they're good in the red zone, and on defense, they're good at keeping, points off the board. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to strive to, go 100% on offense, get in the red zone. We got to score points. We got to score touchdowns. Talking about their offense, like I said, they throw it around the yard. They got a quarterback that could throw it. He's a transfer from Oregon, the one that we're expecting to play. They got a couple, but the one we're expecting to play, transfer from Oregon, he can sling it around the yard. Can run a little bit, not, like a Spencer Sanders, but he can, get out the pocket. Decent running back, but like I said, what they want to do is throw the ball. Good offensive line. Tall, long, that's usually how they are at Texas Tech. And then on defense, relatively good group, they good D line. They have pretty good secondary. They got some length in the secondary. Both their corners are 6'3".
How's their linebackers? I know they typically have some good linebackers.
Their linebackers are good. They're probably the best some of the best linebackers we've seen this year. Number 1, number 6. They both can. They remind me of like BAs. They're guys that are around 230. I mean, the number 1 is a little bit bigger. He's 235, but they can both run.
What year is number 1?
He's not the number 1 that we're used to. I asked Coach Finley a question. I was like, "Is it a thing for Texas Tech linebackers to wear 1 and 6 because the linebackers that were there before them were the same numbers?" And I was like, and they both got drafted. So I was like, "Is it just like a tradition or something?"
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let's talk about that real quick before you keep going. Let it be known, because I don't think the Sooners know this, but if you do, then good for you. But for those of you who don't, Texas Tech, 1 and 6, the guys that specifically won, the guys that Brayden were just referencing, in the past have been ballers, and they've always had like a number 1 or like a low number. But I say that to say, drafted NFL guys, but you wouldn't blink an eye when they play us, because specifically in the run game, because me and B Willie shut them down. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we put paws on them, they weren't making plays. Okay. So I just had to air that out real quick, partner, before you moved on. Cause, our puppies, these right here, golden in the passing and run game. Okay. Now you can continue. I just had to.
All right. But good linebackers. They can run a little bit, especially number 6. He can really, go sideline to sideline. They're a 4-down team, but they actually they mix in a lot of odd. So they do odd and even just as much as each other, for real. And then they base out of cover 3, but they also play a lot of 1 and a lot of, cover 4. So
anything you're looking at specifically to make sure that you do this week to make an impact?
Always the blocking is going to have to be first and foremost. Like, the strength of their defense is their linebackers. So, I'm going to have to be on point, because that's usually my matchups: DNs, rushes, linebackers, so I have to be on point. And then, in the passing game, there's going to be holes in 3. There's going to be stuff that we do in man to attack them. So I just got to be good in the passing game and in the run game. Like I said, their biggest coverages are 3, 1, and 4. And in 3, as you know, there's a lot of holes. Yeah. And if you game plan against 3 correctly, you can get some good, good opportunities. And same with man. If you're, playing a team that has you man, there's a lot of different schemes you can come up with to get your guys to be in one-on-one opportunities and go win. So just going to go win at the end of the day, it's on me to go win. So,
piece of advice for you, my boy: eagle claw grip, high and tight, elbow tucked into the body when you hold that pig skin. Okay, we don't need another one hitting the ground. All right.
Really, that was my only fumble in my career. So
no, same. So the one I had versus Kansas last year, that was my only one ever.
Yeah.
So, that's okay. I get it, bro. H-backs, B Willie, J Hall, non-bot 27, number 1 in your, we right here, brother. I get you. We right here.
But and what's funny? They're like, get the ball to the side or to the other hand. I was like, I had 2 hands on the ball. Like, I was like this, but he just, got a helmet on one of my arms, and it just got out like that. So,
nah, you're good, brother. Good.
So that's kind of a breakdown of, Texas Tech. Good team, man. Like I said, the stuff that they do well, they do really well, and we're similar in a lot of instances. So it's going to be a, great atmosphere, tough place to play, and they're going to be ready. And obviously they want to beat us. And, they're also fighting to be bowl eligible and for a better bowl and everything like we are, and same kind of situations, first year coach. So it's going to be a good game. We got to be detailed. We got to come ready to play. We got to come hungry. And we've had a great week of practice. So I think we will be all right.
Well, I will say this about Texas Tech. It is known that their fans are disrespectful. Like it's not surprising. Like you walk in knowing that you're going to get effed out, this and that. Like, you're going to get every colorful word you could ever imagine right there in their student section. So I think it's fun, though. I love it. I know you feel the same way. Night game in Texas Tech. I don't know why, but Texas Tech is always a night game. Like, even, the 50 to 60 game, Baker and Patrick Mahomes, that was a night game. Our game 2 years ago was a night game. This year it's a night game. So anyways, looking forward to the game this weekend. Looking forward to seeing you ball out. And let's hope the Sooners get a win. As a fan, I know you guys will ball out. But
yes, sir.
Sooner Nation, this is all we have for this episode of the podcast. Wrapping up with an attitude of gratitude. Happy Thanksgiving. B. Willie, you got anything for the people?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. See y'all Saturday.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.